Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Joining me now is my Forbes colleague, money and politics reporter, Kyle Mullins. Kyle, thanks so much for joining me.
Be here, Brittany.
You have been reporting about the money when it comes to Trump's legal setbacks, and currently the former president owes over $500 million. So before we dive into the conversation, can you remind us all of how he got here?
Absolutely. So, as we've talked about before, we're really talking about two big legal matters that have ensnared Donald Trump here. The first is the case of Eugene Carroll, a writer who sued Donald Trump for sexual abuse and defamation. He was found responsible by a jury, and those total about $88 million in verdicts against him. The second that we're talking about is the much larger New York fraud case brought by the New York Attorney General, accusing Trump of inflating his net worth and committing basically large-scale fraud over the years. He was, again, found responsible in that case last year and was fined about $350 million for him personally, plus about $100 million in interest, and that number is growing every day.
So as we sit here right now, the former president does owe over $500 million. So can you remind us how much of his fortune is liquid?
Forbes estimates that he has about $400 million of liquid assets right now. That's out of a net worth estimate as of last September of about $2.6 billion.
And I want to talk about some good news, bad news for the former president coming out of an appeals court ruling on Wednesday. The appeals court ruled that he can borrow from New York banks now, but he does still owe the hundreds of millions of dollars. Can you walk us through that a little bit more?
Absolutely. So this really was a mixed bag of a ruling for the Trump and his lawyers. On the one hand, they did successfully get part of the judgment that was restricting Trump and his sons from leading their network of companies. They did get that part of the judgment lifted, and they also got the part of the judgment lifted that restricted him from borrowing from New York banks. So that does theoretically widen the net of potential lenders he could go to try to raise the cash that he needs. Unfortunately, they also did, or unfortunately for them, they did not get the part of the judgment that actually levied this roughly $450 million in legal fees or legal fines. They did not get that lifted. And so they are still scrambling in the next couple of weeks to come up with that cash.